Fargesia rufa versus robusta. I found Fargesia rufa to be a more delicate, graceful bamboo, perfect for a smaller garden, while robusta is much more robust and hardy, ideal for creating a dense, privacy-creating screen. See more 49 species in genus Fargesia at monsteraholic.com. How fast does Fargesia rufa grow? Fargesia rufa, also known as dragon head bamboo, is known for its relatively fast growth compared to other bamboo species. Under optimal conditions, it can grow up to 2 to 3 feet per year, providing a lush and dense screen in a relatively short period. Is Fargesia rufa invasive? Fargesia rufa is generally not considered invasive like some other bamboo species. It forms clumps rather than spreading aggressively via underground rhizomes, making it a more manageable option for gardeners concerned about bamboo taking over their landscape. How tall does Fargesia rufa grow? Fargesia rufa typically grows to a height of 6 to 10 feet, although this can vary depending on growing conditions and the specific cultivar. It forms an attractive, dense clump of foliage, providing excellent privacy screening or a decorative accent in the landscape. How to plant Fargesia rufa? Here's a guide on how to plant Fargesia rufa. Planting time. The best time to plant Fargesia rufa is in early spring or early fall. During these times, the soil temperatures are mild, allowing the roots to establish themselves before the hot summer or harsh winter. Choosing a location. Light. Fargesia rufa is adaptable to light conditions. They thrive in full sun to partial shade. However, full sun exposure will promote denser growth and better flowering, occasional blooms with feathery plumes. Soil. Well-drained soil is essential. Here's what to consider. Ideal, moist, fertile, and well-draining soil with a slightly acidic to neutral pH, around 5.5 to 7.0. If your soil is heavy clay, amend it with compost, organic matter, or coarse sand to improve drainage. If your soil is very alkaline, high pH, you may need to lower the pH by adding amendments like peat moss or coffee grounds. A soil test can help determine the best course of action. Planting process. Digging the hole. Dig a hole 1.5 to 2 times wider and deeper than the root ball of your Fargesia rufa. This allows for ample space for root growth. Loosen the soil. Loosen the soil around the edges of the hole to encourage root expansion. Prepare your Fargesia rufa. If container grown, gently loosen the root ball by hand to encourage outward root growth. Positioning. Place the Fargesia rufa in the hole, ensuring the root crown, the area where the stems meet the roots, sits slightly above the soil level. Optional, rhizome barrier. While not essential for Fargesia rufa, a clumping bamboo, you can consider installing a rhizome barrier around the planting hole to prevent unwanted spreading. Place the barrier vertically around the perimeter of the hole at the desired diameter and extend it a few inches above the soil level. Backfilling the hole. Fill the hole back in with the dug-up soil, mixing in some compost or organic matter for added nutrients. Gently tamp down the soil to remove air pockets and secure the plant. Watering. Water thoroughly after planting to settle the soil around the roots. Additional tips. Mulching. Apply a 2 to 3 inch layer of mulch around the base of the plant to retain moisture, regulate soil temperature, suppress weeds, and protect the roots from extreme temperatures. Use wood chips, shredded bark, or pine needles as mulch. Keep the mulch a few inches away from the base of the stems to prevent rot. Watering. Water regularly, especially during the first growing season and during hot, dry spells. The soil should be moist but not soggy. Here's a simple way to check moisture. Stick your finger into the top inch of soil. If it feels dry to the touch, it's time to water. Fertilizing. You may not need to fertilize frequently, especially if your soil is rich. However, a balanced fertilizer formulated for shrubs applied in early spring can be beneficial. Follow the package instructions for dosage and application. Pruning. Fargesia rufa is a low-maintenance bamboo and typically requires minimal pruning. However, you can remove dead, diseased, or damaged canes in late winter or early spring. You can also perform light pruning to maintain size and shape if desired. Use sharp, sterilized pruning shears when pruning. How to grow Fargesia rufa bamboo from seeds. Growing Fargesia rufa bamboo from seeds can be challenging, as bamboo seeds can be slow to germinate and require specific conditions to sprout. I typically soak the seeds in water for 24 to 48 hours before planting them in a well-draining potting mix. The seeds are then kept warm and humid, with consistent moisture levels until germination occurs. How to prune Fargesia rufa? Pruning Fargesia rufa is generally not necessary, as it naturally forms a dense, compact clump of foliage. However, I may selectively prune to remove any dead, damaged, or overcrowded stems to maintain the plant's overall health and appearance. How to tell if Fargesia rufa sunset glow bamboo dying? To determine if Fargesia rufa sunset glow bamboo is dying, I inspect the plant for signs of stress, such as yellowing or browning leaves, wilting, or reduced growth. If these symptoms are present, I check the soil moisture levels, as underwatering or overwatering can both cause stress to the plant. Additionally, I examine the roots for signs of rot or disease, which may indicate more serious issues. Is Fargesia rufa profitable to grow? Growing Fargesia rufa for profit can be viable for commercial growers, especially in areas where there is demand for bamboo as a landscaping plant or for use in crafts and construction. However, success depends on factors such as market demand, production costs, and effective marketing strategies. When to divide Fargesia rufa? Dividing Fargesia rufa is typically done in spring or early summer when the plant is actively growing. I carefully dig up the clump and use a sharp shovel or pruning saw to divide it into smaller sections, ensuring that each division has a good portion of roots attached. The divisions are then replanted in prepared soil and watered thoroughly to help them establish. Where to buy Fargesia rufa? Fargesia rufa can be purchased from nurseries, garden centers, and online retailers specializing in bamboo plants. It's also possible to find them at botanical gardens, plant sales, and through local gardening clubs and societies.